So, new major PSN change by Sony, God of War 2027 gets major casting news, and God of War PlayStation 6 Portable. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you excited for more God of War games or not? We're going to be talking about God of War a good deal in this video, but before then, are you guys looking forward to getting more God of War content like I am? So comment below yes or no if you're excited for more God of War games or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, God of War 2027 gets major casting news. So here I want to talk about the next major God of War game and also the recent casting news. So let's cover the recent casting news first and then talk about the next major game. Reading from Push Square, Ryan Hurst has been cast to play Kratos in the upcoming God of War TV show from Amazon Prime. It's been confirmed. Following roles in Sons of Anarchy, The Walking Dead, and Remember the Titans, it will be Hurst that plays Kratos in the live-action adaptation. This is not actually the actor's first appearance in the series, however, as Hurst voiced Thor in God of War Ragnarok. Amazon already confirmed it's committed to 2 seasons of the show, and filming is expected to begin in the next couple of months. On social media, the official Sony Santa Monica account said, "We're excited to see his take on Kratos as he joins the legendary ranks of T.C. Carson and Christopher Judge, who each have shaped this character in unforgettable ways." So this was major news for me because I was wondering who they'd pick for Kratos, because it's pretty much the anchor of the show. It's interesting that the Kratos casting came out before the Atreus one, but I guess that one could be a bit harder, like Ellie in The Last of Us. Production of this show begins, I believe, March 2026, and the series is set to launch in 2027 on Amazon. And this brings me to the next game. We've been seeing job listings that show that Sony Santa Monica has been working on something God of War related since 2023, which makes sense since God of War Ragnarok dropped in 2022. We're waiting on Cory Barlog's game to be revealed, which we'd expect to be a game in the God of War universe, considering the leaks that we've kind of been hearing, the rumors, the reports. That game could be focused on Atreus or another character in the God of War universe. But during this time, there's also another God of War game in the works, the next Kratos-focused God of War game, which many of us expect to take place in Egypt. There was also a report from Tom Henderson that mentioned that Kratos would be using an Egyptian sword in the next mainline game, so that also fueled the rumors and the push that the next game is going to be in Egypt. Considering that God of War Ragnarok dropped in 2022, you'd have to assume that by 2027, when the show releases, 4 years later, we'd hear something about this next major God of War game focused on Kratos. I would hope that Cory's game gets announced this year and that launches in 2027. Then in 2027, we hear about the next major God of War game, and that drops in, I guess, 2028, for example. So then you'd have God of War 2.5D this year, most likely. We're waiting on that announcement. God of War, the show, launches in 2027, with Cory's game focused on potentially another character in the God of War universe in 2027 as well, and then the next mainline God of War in 2028, or obviously maybe a bit later. That would be an insane lineup if they actually managed to get that ball rolling. This year is already amazing with how many games we got coming, but things look to be continuing this amazing trend in 2027 and 2028. But of course, let's see how things play out. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers.
You started this. I will end it.
Now, diving into the second story of the video, Sony makes a major change to PSN. Reading from Push Square, Sony has seemingly taken action against one of the PlayStation Store's most prolific shovelware makers. Thai Games, the purveyor of fine titles like The Jumping Burrito, was one of the PS5 and PS4's most prolific publishers with more than 1,000 games available. Many of these were just reskins of the same core idea, like the Jumping Pizza and the Jumping Taco. You get the idea. But as of yesterday, all of its games have been axed from the PlayStation Store in all regions. So we've seen these low quality games pop up on the store in the past, and for me, I remember at one point it got a bit ridiculous. I think I was looking at the new games section or upcoming games, something like that, and these games would just be like stacked over there, just flooding that whole section, and it was a bit ridiculous. Hopefully Sony has a way of not letting the store get flooded with these types of games again. You want to make a simple game, I'm not against that. Make those. But these were obviously low quality games, reskin titles, and they seem to focus more on gaining trophies than anything else. But you guys let me know if you've come across any of these titles on the store or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, God of War PSP3 or PlayStation 6 Handheld, again, whatever you want to call the thing. So this is a quick story. Recently, God of War Ragnarok was updated to version 6.06 and it added compatibility for low power mode on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro. As we've heard and as I've mentioned on the channel before, low power mode is probably what Sony's going to use to create a bit of a base foundation for backwards compatibility with PlayStation 5 games when it comes to their next handheld, because as we know, that thing is not going to run PlayStation 5 levels of quality at 4K 30 or even 1440p 60 running on the handheld, because it's going to need much more power. This mode is going to push the games to lower performance levels, and the theory is that with the likely efficiency jump of Zen 6 and RDNA 5 versus Zen 2 and RDNA 2, which is what's in the PS5 right now, these games will require even less power to run so they can run on the handheld on the go. We've already seen other games added like Death Stranding 2, Days Gone, Demon's Souls, etc., and it looks like the list is continuing to grow, even though it seems to be pretty slow right now. Hopefully Sony in the back end just tells people, hey, this is for the handheld, just start updating your games. You're going to want to update them for this handheld. Let's hope this picks up, but you guys let me know if you've tried low power mode yet or not. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is the body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with ready for more chaos. Obviously, this is in reference to, if anybody who watched the God of War 3 trailer, where Kratos would say there will only be chaos. Obviously, this is a reference to that. But the idea here is excited for more God of War content. I'm excited for what's next for God of War. Cory Barlog's game, if it takes place in the God of War universe and is focused on another character, I'm curious to see how that expands. I'm excited to see how the show plays out. I'm really curious to see how this God of War 2.5D game plays out and where it takes place in the canon story, if it even is part of the canon story or it's some alternate universe thing. I'm curious to see how that plays out as well. And of course, I'm most excited for the next mainline Kratos God of War game as well, which I hope does take place in Egypt. And my theory with that, as you guys have known for a while now, has always been that I hope it takes place before the Norse saga, where we get a younger Kratos, a bit of a refresher from the Norse saga Kratos. And I think that would be very interesting. I've been saying that for a while. I hope that's what we get in the end. But if you guys are excited for more God of War like I am, destroy the comment section with ready for more chaos, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.
Wait. What is going on in that empty